killer shot.
Live from the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It is quarterfinal action in the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships. Tonight we have a really tight matchup for you guys. We have former World 10-Ball champion Ping-Chung. He won this event back in 2019. Taking on former U.S. Open pool champion, China Open champion, and World Pool champion Joshua Filler of Germany. This will be a race to 10, and the winner earns a spot in tomorrow's semifinals. Joining me in the booth is one of the finest female players today from Russia, Miss Kristina Tkach. Kristina, how are you?
Hello, folks. I'm glad to be back to commentate this thrilling match.
Ko wins the leg and earns first rights on the break and comes up dry. Joshua has an opportunity to hit the one ball, but no real pocket here unless you really want to go for a gamble and try the bank in the side pocket.
Do you think it's that big of a gamble? Well,
he apparently did.
I think in the beginning of the match you don't want to be really aggressive.
Right.
You know, and try to keep it easy and play high percentage shots.
As we said, Ko won this event in 2019. Ping-Chung of Chinese Taipei. As he returns fire on a safety, nearly pocketed the 6. But Joshua has some decisions to make here in this opening rack on that one ball. We're playing on Predator 9-foot Apex pool tables. The balls are Predator Arcos 2 balls. They're racking the balls with the Predator Aero rack. And they're playing on Predator Arcadia cloth. This filler goes 2 rails and
Great kick shot.
great kick shot, but he did leave an opening on that one for Ping-Chung. Definitely a family affair in this match. Sitting directly behind Joshua is his wife, Pia. As Ping-Chung takes an aggressive chance on that one ball, that sharp cut on the one and comes up short. And it looks like he left it available for that side pocket for Josh Filler. Anyways, I was saying Pia's literally in Josh's corner, sitting right directly behind him. And then if you look in the crowd, Ping-Chung's older brother, Ping-Yi, also a former champion of this event, sitting in the bleachers cheering on his brother.
As we mentioned earlier, they always come to each other matches to support. I think it's really great and helpful knowing that there is someone close to you who's cheering for you.
Yeah, throughout this whole week, if you saw one co-brother walking around, 9 times out of 10 you saw the other one.
Yeah, they almost never
just
walk
in
on their own.
tandem. Absolutely. Well, as we mentioned in a previous match, when he played in the finals against Joshua, this is a rematch of the 2019 finals, which Ping-Chung prevailed in. Anytime Ping-Chung took a break and went to the bathroom and walked out into the hallway. His brother walked with him and would keep him loose, keep him encouraged. And whatever he said must have worked because he ultimately won the event.
And the 3-ball went in with the 5-ball, but didn't stop Joshua really because he played a pretty good position on the 4. Now it's a key shot of the rack.
I was going to say he's in a little bit of trouble here, isn't he?
He really got to work his way through. And I think he made it absolutely beautiful.
So he gets back in line for that 7-ball. And Filler's looking to be in pretty good shape to draw first blood and take an early lead here in this race to 10.
He's looking very confident on the table.
Eyeing up that 10-ball. A little more difficult than he would like, I'm sure. But for a player of Filler's caliber, this shouldn't be a problem. And it isn't, as Josh Filler takes an early 1-0 lead on Ping-Chung. We started with 128 players in this event on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Today, we had 32.
We had a good picture. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say when the camera was there, we had a good picture of Pia sitting right behind Joshua's wife. She's a pool player herself and a good one. She's as well always coming to cheer for Joshua every match he plays. And I think it does help Joshua a lot.
They really, truly support each other's careers.
Yeah, that's very inspiring.
For Joshua, Pia does a lot of the social media on the Killer Fillers Facebook page. And does a lot of the booking of travel and logistics.
Okay.
What Joshua brings to the table is Joshua is the coach. I learned that this week, in that Pia's recent improvement in her game is the result of Joshua working with her.
Yeah,
And he said he said when they walk into the practice room, the minute they walk in, they're no longer husband and wife. It is now teacher and student. And he minces no words about explaining what she's doing wrong and what needs to be corrected. And I'm sure you can speak to the improvement in her game over the last 24 months or so.
Yeah, agreed. And contact is made, but unfortunately for Ping-Chung, the cue ball travels right in the pocket, which gives Joshua ball in hand in an open position. The only issue I see here is 4-ball, sorry. And it seems like he's trying to solve this problem right away. It's very well done, but wrong angle on the 2.
I was going to say, now he's going into that 10-ball, isn't he? If he plays it into the side.
I think he's going in the corner because he pointed at 5. He pointed at 10 first and then pointed at 5. So I think he's trying to run into the 5. Just like that. Feels like a routine shot for Joshua Filler.
I was just gonna say, the one thing about Joshua is he shoots so well and he shoots so quickly that he almost makes it look easy, which you and I both know it is not.
No, it's not.
This Filler comes across the table after pocketing the 5.
I believe he's having a good angle. Either follow, which I think would be more secure for me at least, or to stun.
He's going low.
Yeah. That means that he's feeling very good the speed of a table.
As he comes out one rail for perfect position on that 8-ball. Comes out a rail to put the 9 in the corner pocket on the same side. Guessing he'll roll into place to pocket the 10-ball in the opposite pocket. As Joshua Filler takes a very quick 2-0 lead.
And Keith is taking out his pen to mark.
Almost jinxed him. As you see Pia literally sitting in Josh's corner. Joshua Filler's path to this quarterfinal, and he has been undefeated throughout. Started with an 8-2 victory in round 1 over Roman Heibler. Pitched an 8-0 shutout over Shane Wolford in the second round. I was at that match. He was just in total control. Defeated Yuko Akagiriyama 8-3 in the winner's qualification round. And then today he beat Vitaly Pitsura 10-3 and Levan Corteza 10-4. So really just playing in complete control throughout this whole tournament.
Yeah, he played very solid.
And again has a 2-0 lead in this match. And it appears he's going to come up dry.
He's dry, and Ping-Chung has a wide open position. Let's take a look at the table. Pretty sure one ball passes too. Just gotta play it precise. Ooh, it's actually only half a pocket. Well.
2-ball looks like it's covering just enough to be threatening. And there's the threat that if you don't slide by that 2-ball perfectly, not only do you miss, but you also sell out the ball to your opponent. And giving Joshua a shot this easy to open a rack is not something you want to do.
No, you're right. So he's going to draw behind the 6. Just to the spot where he showed us. Oh, or follow. Okay. I thought he's running into the 6. If you think, guys, that I'm terrible in calling shots, you can also leave your comment under the live stream.
Don't encourage that. They were probably doing that whether you asked them to or not.
Yeah, guys, if you said something offending, I didn't read it, so so if you wanted me out of commentary booth, I'm sorry, not this time.
Your petitions have been read and they don't care.
Just to have some love.
Joshua Filler does care, though. And
Yeah,
he's in total control of this rack.
He looks like he's in a mission.
Well, Filler, as we know, already has an impressive resume at his age.
Yeah, I believe
China Open World Champion, or excuse me, China Open Champion, World Pool Champion in 2017, I think he won.
I think.
He has a U.S. Open to his credit.
U.S. Open,
Multiple
UK Open,
UK Open last year.
Masters, World Cup of Pool.
Earned $250,000 in prize money last year.
A little overrun run the position, but I still think it's not threatening for him to do team 9 ball.
And gets himself right back in line for a 3-0 lead.
Keith just pick up his pen as well and mark the score on the Phil's board. I don't know why he does that if there is a scorekeeper, but
so that I can go back and look at my notes.
you're right.
And I just looked at Ping-Chung, who decided he wanted to stop the momentum right here and right now, and he's taking a timeout.
Yeah.
And we're taking a timeout as well. We'll be back right after this. You're watching World 10 Ball action live from Las Vegas. We're back here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. Quarterfinal action of the WPA Men's World 10 Ball Championships. If you're just tuning in, Joshua Filler jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. Ping-Chung just took a brief player timeout to stop the bleeding. Filler back at the table. One goes in the side. Where's that 2 ball going? Looks like it is dressed up nicely for an opening shot. The real problem here is the congestion around that side pocket with the 5, the 6,
and 3,
the 7, and especially the 3.
See the first mistake by Joshua Filler.
And you see what he was trying to do there is trying to pocket that 2 ball in that far left corner pocket and draw the ball back to get position on that 3. The good news is he got position on the 3. The bad news is he doesn't matter. He didn't make the shot. Ping-Chung fresh off of his timeout. See if he can capitalize on this. Nicely played. The winner of this match will go on to play the winner of the match going on table number 1, also available on World Billiard TV. between American Shane Van Boning and Eklent Kaci of Albania. That match is currently tied 1-1, although I would be willing to bet, as Filler attempts to hit that 2-ball and commits a foul, I would be willing to bet we don't even need to give the score out because most people have both browsers up on their computer, or they have one on the phone and they have another on the iPad.
I think it's just so unbelievable match going on both tables. It's almost like a crime to miss one of them. You can't really choose. And the great thing that almost each player represents almost every continent. There is Asian player, American, European,
Russian. Russia's
Memphis,
Europe,
Indiana.
Yeah. Memphis, Indiana.
Well,
you guys should be a reality show.
You know what? Like Kardashians?
Yeah.
Maybe let us know in comments, guys, if you would like something like that. Maybe we make extra cash doing that.
Two kids from Moscow relocate to Memphis, Indiana, and hilarity and hijinks ensues.
I'm not saying it's a bad place to live.
Oh, no, not at all.
It's just very, you know, after Moscow, it's just very, very different.
And to clarify, I know that Russia is part of Europe, but I also wanted to call attention to the fact that a person very near and dear to you is also in the semifinals of the World 10-Ball Championship. Fedor.
You're right. Yeah.
Fedor put a hurting on Denis Grabe today, 10-3.
Played great, I think, throughout the whole tournament.
He had a little bit of a scare in the match before. I think he won 10-7.
Yeah, but the Jan van Leeuwen played pretty solid. You know, it's not like, you know, Federer was missing all the time.
Right. Let's go. Ping-Chung works his way through this rack. It looks like he's going to get on the board now, taking advantage of the foul by Filler, which gave him ball in hand.
Yeah, and you're not going to see quite often Filler missing two opportunities in the same rack.
So while we have a break in the action, what is Memphis, Indiana like? Where is it, first of all? What part of Indiana?
So we live nearby Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes. And yeah, it's a very quiet place. It's a big piece of land and just two big houses in there. And you know, I can't really complain. It's much better than being home right now, especially for Federer.
Now, if I recall correctly, Fedor had an apartment in Moscow with his family.
Correct.
But then his grandmother also had a place out in the country.
Out of the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was where his table was that he practiced.
The bar table.
So, does this suit his style a little bit, since he already had a feel for like being outside of the city, staying at his grandmother's place?
Well, it's still very different because, you know, it's very close to Moscow, and, you know, it's very traditional to have like a little house to get away from the big city. So it's still very different than live in Memphis, Indiana. Well, okay, Joshua tried to play the defense shot. It wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't.
And sold out. I can't say he sold out the whole position. But if 4 and 6 combination goes in aside, he might solve all this problem just making one good shot.
takes one last look to see just how straight in this shot is.
Yeah, some commentators saying they represent Indiana and Russia. That's true. We represent Indiana.
See that you have been embraced as Americans now.
You know, the more things developing and the more we stay here, you know, the more is the chance we just, you know, once we get American passport, to switch the country to play for.
It has to be encouraging that so many people have embraced you guys and you guys being here.
And back on the table, looks like 4-6
That looks.
does go on the side.
I would imagine he's going to try and nudge this 6 ball to kind of break out with the 8 and the 5. Side. So he's going to play
Carom on 8.
Carom on the 8. And obviously you want to be careful on this shot because you want to control where the 5 ball ends up. You want to get a shot on that as well.
Very well played.
Rolls that 5 ball across the table, and now he can play that in the opposite corner. Ooh. Uncharacteristic miss by Ping-Chung on that corner shot in the 5 ball.
Yes, it was very unforced miss. A forced arrow. And I think nobody expected that. And he didn't leave really an easy shot for Joshua.
No. It's not an easy angle. The balls are too close together. There's really no. Although he just made that look routine, didn't he?
He did.
He's a little bit straight on this 7, but he'll stun over for position on the 9. So Ping-Chung had the opportunity to cut this deficit to 3-2.
Really did, but
missed that 5 ball and it cost him. So instead of 3-2, it's now 4-1 in a race to 10.
have a repeat of the shot. He not only pocketed this shot, he also did it with inside spin, which is not really an easy shot.
I thought it was impressive, the speed control to come around the table for that 7.
As I mentioned earlier, I think Josh was very comfortable with the speed of the table. And you could see that from his shot selection. Little observation, not pool related at all, is belts of a pool player. How many pool players having Louis Vuitton belts? It's like almost, you know, by looking at the belt of the player, you can see how good he is. The better player he is, the more expensive run you've got.
The two things that I notice are, number 1, the belts. Number 2, everyone seems to be in a competition with the watch. what kind of watch they're wearing.
Yeah, and it's very important that this watch sticking out of under jersey or the glove. So
And obviously, the bigger, the better.
yeah, it's a little competition. You're right. Players having.
So Filler has a decision here. This ball is definitely able to be cut from where I'm standing. However, if you do miss it, there's a good chance you're going to leave it right in front of that corner pocket.
It's a very, very thin cut, and it's not an easy safety as well. He might try to take the thin cut, avoiding 6 and 4, just in case, playing the safety. Wow, that was
Nicely done.
a very good shot with inside spin as well.
Inside spin, and it sets him up for an angle on the 3-ball. So again, Joshua Filler could be off and running in this rack. That one rail for the 5. I would imagine he's going to come down table and back up for the 6.
Yeah, just like that. Leaving himself a nice angle to draw back for the 7. Now he's trying to decide how he's going to play position from 9 to 10. Playing follow, stun, or draw.
My prediction is low right.
Yeah, that's what he pointed. I think he wanted to play follow but overrun the position.
There you have it.
Simple as that. In a blink of an eye.
It is 5-1 Filler.
Yeah, it's only been 30 minutes, guys, and he's already halfway there.
By comparison, the Kachi-Van Boning match is apparently 2-2. And we'll be back right after these messages. You're watching the World 10-Ball Championships.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I won the World 8-Ball, 9-Ball. Everyone I think, is looking for me, especially in the World 10-Ball. But I feel I don't want to be the pressure. I want to keep going. You know, play my game. That's all. If I win, it's like a dream for me. But I don't care. To be honest, I try to be my best on the table and give everything. That's all.
No pressure, but nobody done that before. World 8-Ball, World 9-Ball, World 10-Ball, making history.
Yeah, I mean, I know I won too many good titles, but I always want to think the same way. I mean, I want to enjoy every single moment. I think that's the key that I win, because I don't think about what the people think, what I expected. You know, I just try to play my game. That's all.
We're back to live action here at the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships. Joshua Filler with a 5-1 advantage over Ping-Chung. Just finished a break and run in the 6th rack. Again, puts that 1 ball right in the side pocket. Not a particularly good spread on this rack, but he can see the 2 ball.
And I think he can make it. The only problem is cue ball going into the 5. And he's not going to make any position for the 3. If so he has to play elevated. He waved the hand, apologized that he got a little lucky in here. And I think he sees the 3 ball enough to bank it. Right?
It looks that way. He definitely has the angle.
Or he's going to play secure, play the safety. No?
Banks that in. And
Well, to be fair,
that
if he would,
that 4 ball dressed up perfectly for position to get down table for the 5.
I think even if he would missed it, he would still play defense shot. If you look at where the cue ball ended up.
So what do you do now to get in position for the 6?
He's going to draw it back. Stun/draw.
A little bit of a tester there.
Yeah. He's not happy.
The one evolution I've noticed in Joshua's game from 5 years ago to now is that when things don't go his way at the table, he accepts them a lot better than when he did 5 years ago. That 5 years ago there was a lot of frustration and gesturing.
Well,
He still does it a little bit.
Yeah, but you burn down a lot. You know, if you keep reacting on all your bad matches, unfortunate situations in the table, it's gonna drive you crazy. So you have to learn how to take a chill pill.
Joshua recognizing that he was out of line there with no real path to recovery. Plays it safe and kicks that 7 ball down to the opposite end of the table with a cue ball. And if you're Ping-Chung right now, you have to be thinking, I need to make something happen here pretty soon, or else this is going to get away from me.
Yeah. It's really, the momentum is already on the side of Joshua. And gotta hit it good. Just looking for kick and stick.
He got the kick. It didn't exactly stick, and Joshua has a look at this 7 ball and that corner pocket.
He can definitely cut the 7 ball in, but I don't think he can hold the cue ball for the position for the 8, and he is another safety.
Play safe.
But look where the 7 ball ended up. It's a pretty thin clip on the 7 ball, so I don't know if he's going to risk this kind of shot. Yeah.
Ko looking like a golfer who doesn't know which wedge to bring with him into the sand trap.
I think we
decides to bring them both.
Oh.
It was a risk whether you kicked, it was a risk whether you jumped. That side pocket was just there.
Unless you play 2 rails on purpose, but obviously he tried to make the 7 ball and didn't have enough time to really calculate. And Joshua gets ball in hand. All the chances to make it 6-1. Not leaving any open windows for Ping-Chung to jump in.
Play that 9 ball in the same pocket. He just deposited the 8 ball there. Oh. minute that left the cue ball, you could tell
Yeah.
it was just not completely on target. But it was an old country song done by a singer in this country. When you're hot, you're hot. Joshua Filler's definitely hot right now, and he leads 6-1 over Ping-Chung. Don't know if you saw the previous match at all between Lucius Yap and FSR. FSR had a cut shot on the one into that same exact pocket where he could only see maybe a millimeter of ball. He cut the one, and it sat on the edge for what felt like 3 or 4 seconds, and then finally dropped it.
Is there a 5-second rule? 5 or 3 seconds?
Whatever it was.
And nobody calculated.
Right.
Anyway.
I mean, truthfully, who's sitting there with a stopwatch?
You're right. You're right, but I think there is a rule.
I think there is as well.
3 or 5 seconds.
It was definitely less than 5. It was probably flirting with 3. As Joshua flirts with the side pocket and results in a scratch on the break. This is the first really, I can't even call it an unforced error because that cue ball was kicked in.
But it was moving.
It was moving towards it, certainly.
So now Ping-Chung has to decide what to do with this 4 ball, because it only passes into 2 pockets, both of them bottom corners. Or perhaps it might pass the 10 to go in a corner. I'm not
Yeah, it
quite
looks
sure.
like he has a little bit more distance between the 10 and the 4 than we originally thought. The bottom line is trailing 6-1. Ping-Chung needs to make something happen right now.
I think he didn't quite get what he wanted.
No. How hard, as a player, how hard is that when you've been sitting in the chair for so long and now you have a wide open opportunity and you need to loosen up in a hurry? How hard is that to do?
I think it's pretty hard, to be honest. Especially when you know that every single of your mistake is going to cost you, is going to punish you, and there is no other, windows where he can kind of miss or miscue, or Joshua is just such a unbelievable player, and when he catch the gear, he catched it, and it's very hard to kick him out of it. So even if he will be able to switch the momentum, it's not like Joshua's going to fall apart.
Ping-Chung needed something to happen. And it looks like he's getting just that with the scratch on the break by Joshua Filler here in the 8th game. And now Ping-Chung seizing that opportunity, looks to be in good shape to cut this deficit to 6-2. And then he'll obviously have the break in the next game. I guess he'll come down one rail and put the...
I think he can just stop it to play 9 ball on the side. Just like that.
Play 10 ball in the opposite side. So Joshua Filler scratches on the break and Ping-Chung makes him pay, clearing the rack. Cut the deficit to 6-2 in a race to 10. The winner of this tournament will receive $60,000. The runner-up will receive $40,000. So quite the payout for these guys.
Yeah, it's we mentioned many times, $60,000 for the first place is the biggest prize money right now in the pool industry. For the official event. not talking about tournaments with Calcutta. just to be clear.
So Ping-Chung at the table with the break, trailing 6-2. If he's going to narrow the deficit, now would be a good time to do it. And again, struggling with the break, fails to pocket anything.
Well, good thing for him. At least he didn't. Or did he? Sell out the 1 ball.
The 1 ball is touchable though.
Yeah, I think the 1 ball passes the 9. Only in a half a pocket.
It was enough for Joshua to take the chance. And misses the 1, and again, Ko has another opportunity to cut into that lead.
Uh-oh.
Rolls around that 2 ball. The good news is he has a clear shot. The bad news is obviously that 5 ball is there to cause a little bit of interference. What would be your plan here? 3 in the opposite corner?
Yeah, and try to leave a negative angle like that to be able to bring the cue ball different side of the table for the 4 on the side.
He measures up that 3 in the corner pocket. Slowly rolls that in. And
Quite
is in
successfully.
really good shape on that 4 ball, right?
And one more thing to deal with, it's the 6 ball. I think he can cut it in the side.
It's
And the
obviously
worst-
just a matter of getting there
Yeah,
to have the angle.
he doesn't want to end up straight on the 5 ball.
Looks like
Or
he's playing the combination.
I don't think he wanted to. I think he wanted to end up on a different angle of the 5 and to play stun maybe underneath the 6, trying to bump into the 7. But he didn't get there, so now I think combination is his only available option. And it's relevant, like it's straight in. It's not an easy shot, but it's, you know, pretty makeable. And he knows that he can't miss it. Very beautiful.
Cleanly
in
pocketed,
the, yeah,
though.
right in the heart of the pocket. No rail was touched.
Now he's in good shape to pocket the 8. Drift up table for the 9.
Let's double check where he wants to end up with a cue ball. Even though 9 ball is almost hanging in the pocket, still when you don't feel really, light in your hands, and he definitely does not because he's down 6-2. You want to make your game as easy as possible.
So Joshua Filler scratches on the break in the previous rack, misses the 1 ball in this rack, and a 6-1 lead is suddenly 6-3 And now things are gotten a little bit interesting now. And we'll be back right after this. You're watching World 10 Ball action live from Rio All Suites Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Back to live quarterfinal action here in Las Vegas. Ko Ping-Yi has turned a 6-1 deficit into 6-3. And he's at the table now, breaking, trying to cut into that a little bit more. Is the 5-ball going to make it? It is not. And look at this roadmap that Ko Ping-Chung has left for Joshua Filler.
And tell you more, it's not only open 1 ball, but it's open table.
It's a little bit of a rub on that 2-ball. You see the cue ball action after Joshua pocketed that 1. I imagine you're going to draw back for position on the 3 here.
Trying to bring the cue ball just off the cushion a little bit. Man, I just don't see. I would say the key shot here is to get from 5 to 6, but it's not like it's.
Nothing really looks treacherous on this rack, no.
I would say it's the only a little complicated thing in this rack.
I'm not sure he wanted to drift that far up table for the 4, but it's clearly makeable. As Filler works his way through this rack, looking at my iPad, Kachi with a 4-3 lead on Shane Van Boening. As the Albanian looks to make a 2nd World 10 Ball Championship. He obviously won this event back in 2021. Won this event in 2021 on a day when the event was delayed by a power outage.
Oh, you're right. Oh, pandemic started in 2020. Excuse me.
2020 we came out here and everything got canceled.
Yeah.
Filler making quick work of this rack.
Got a deal sheet for Hustlers. The Hustlers go 21-22. The Hustlers go 85, 86, 85, 86.
As you hear in the background, the public address system, this World 10 Ball Championship is in conjunction with the CueSports International's BCA Pool League, as Josh Filler increases his lead back to 7-3. This event is in conjunction with the BCA Pool League's World Championship. We have over 300 7-foot tables in here, and over 7,000 people have come here this week to compete in the BCA World Championships for Team 9-ball, Team 8-ball, individual 9-ball, and a variety of disciplines. So, if you play in a league and you want to be a part of this action, this is definitely the place you want to be. As Ko looks on.
You know, he made this one ball in the side so many times that I'm almost surprised now he's not pocketing it. But definitely didn't leave anything easy, really. No clear shot in the one ball.
There's bunches of clusters. You have the 1 and 6 clustered. You have the 5 and the 9 clustered. You have the 2 and the 7 clustered. And you have the 4 and the 8 clustered. So no easy task for either of these guys to get through this rack.
No. And Will Ko tried to bring the cue ball behind the 3, but he did a little bit harder, so Joshua has a chance to play good defense shot. He tried to run probably into 2 and 7, solving this problem right away. It was a smart shot. Based on the sound we hear, Ping-Chung
Chalking up that jump cue.
The jump cue, yeah. Very well controlled.
The bad news is he sold out the 1. The good news is that cue ball's buried into that 4 and that 8, so it's not an easy task to get out of there.
But I think he can shoot it just in between these balls.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have to be elevated. Trying to probably bring the cue ball behind any 4. Still not an easy shot to pocket. Not an easy position, but if Ko can make this one ball, and then perhaps trying to play defense on the 2, he might be able to take some kind of advantage in this rack. Beautiful.
Really nice safety there by Ko Ping-Chung.
Beautiful. Taylor tapped the table with his cue as a compliment for the shot, and I think there is no rail.
There's no rail, so that results in a foul. And here comes Ko Ping-Chung again with another opportunity to clear a little bit of real estate.
Yeah, now the question, will he try to 3-fall him? Try to split up balls? Try to run out? It's a good question. Well, it seems like he's trying to solve 5-9 problem, but also playing a safety behind the 2. Wow. I think it's a trap.
Given the mess that this table layout is, do you think Ko Ping-Chung's going for the 3 foul?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised for that. Okay, 2 rail, maybe 3. Wow.
Nicely done by Filler.
Very well.
As we take a look at that again.
Good thing for Ko. He can pocket the 1 ball, and oh no, he didn't. All right.
He's going for that. I really do
safety.
think he's going for a 3 foul. Which, if you were watching the previous match between Lucius Yap and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, you'll recall Yap forced Francisco Sanchez Ruiz into a 3 foul. He was able to narrow his deficit. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz obviously was able to pull out the win, and he will face someone you know pretty well, Fedor Gorst, tomorrow in the semifinals.
You're right. Another safety, and look, the cue ball.
He's not going to attempt to pocket a ball the rest of this rack.
No, I wouldn't either. Oh, he can see the one ball. It's pretty mess in this table. On this table, I think they will both try to trap each other into 3 falls.
It looks like he sold out the one, but there's still a lot of work to do with those balls all bunched up on that side of the table.
If there's a window between 4 and 8.
I don't know if I'd call that a window. I'd call that a sliver.
No. Oh, he didn't want to make it.
So now what do? Come across one rail?
I guess I'm in 2 rails. Kikas as well as available, but I don't know if he would.
He can't come to the short rail because the 5 and the 9 block that.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to come 2 rails into it. And he's got it. We're in the middle of the World 10 Ball Championships, and a 3-cushion event is broken out.
You're right.
Yeah, everyone's just playing carom.
You're right. Uh-oh. 3 ball? No? Well, he definitely left the edge of a 2 ball. I think I'm gonna see a lot of safeties in this rack. Almost in a safety exhibition.
Oh. A costly foul by Ping-Chung. But the question is going to be how costly?
Just a hair, just a touch.
I will say things are broken up a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's still
Not easy, but still broken up a little bit
easy.
more.
Well, apparently, if the 5 ball goes in the side, I think Joshua will try to run the table out. Yeah, that's what he will try to do. Maybe 5 ball goes actually in the same pocket as a 3 ball. Not maybe, it does go.
And a rack that was originally looking like quite a mess looks like he has a roadmap to success here.
Yeah, you're right. Very on first arrow, Ping-Chung just can't not hit the ball when it's open, you know.
And he's in good shape on that 7 ball.
Can't ask for a better shape.
No, I would imagine he's just going to hit this with a low spin and have that cue ball pop out for the 8 in the same pocket.
Just like that. Joshua is going to be 8-3 up. 2 racks away for semifinals.
So a rack that Ping-Chung really needed to have commits a crucial foul. And quite the extravaganza of safeties. Filler takes full advantage, and it's now an 8-3 lead and a race to 10. Again, the winner of this match will play the winner of Eklent Kachi and Shane Van Boning tomorrow in the semifinals. According to the iPad, Kachi now has a 5-4 advantage over Shane.
Yeah, it's going to be a very back and forth match. It's going to take some time, guys. So if we're going to be done in the next couple of minutes, you know where to switch.
As Filler again gets that 1 ball to trickle into the side pocket. The 8 ball. Again, those balls are clustering in that side of the table near that side pocket.
Double kiss.
Double kiss on the 2. But he might be able to. It may not hurt him because look where that 3 ball is.
No, I don't think it's going to hurt him. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do in here. Perhaps try to draw it all the way back to play safe 2 and 3. Yeah, wow.
Quite the stroke there from Ping-Chung. He's I don't think he got the cue action that he wanted.
No.
I think he wanted to go back a little bit more. Ooh. And a costly foul by Ping-Chung, making contact with that 8 before it struck the 3. And again, Filler getting ball in hand after a foul by his opponent.
I think he'll try to play cue ball behind the 8. Oh, he would not like that leaving straight in combo for Ko. All he has to do just jump over the ball. How unfortunate is that? Well, he also come up with the cue ball a little further than he wanted to. But
Ko pockets the 5 ball. the question is the 7 ball blocking that 3 at all? He's wincing, which tells me it might be.
No, seems like he's playing the safety behind a 7. Nice one. Joshua has one real kick. Called the 3 ball on the side. But I think if he would like to miss it, either side is going to be good, because he might leave the cue ball behind 6 and 8, or try to send the 3 ball behind 6 and 8. Just like that.
Again, Ping-Chung doing his golfer imitation, taking both wedges into the sand trap with him.
Ooh. It was very close. But good thing he didn't make it, because he would be hooked on the 4 ball.
I know I joke about it in terms of them bringing both cues to the table with them, but all joking aside, you guys are on a 30-second shot clock, so you really don't have a lot of time to be running back and forth between the seat and the table. As Filler cleanly pockets that 3 ball with a bank shot in the side pocket, and does he have a window to see the 4?
I think he does. He does, and he makes it.
He has an angle on the 6 to get to the 7. From where I'm sitting and where you're sitting too, I'm sure. Looks like Joshua Filler has a clear path to get onto the hill.
You're right.
Doesn't matter, 95, 96. Doesn't matter, 95, 96.
And 8 ball in.
He'll just come around, I guess, 2 rails for that 10 ball. Or 1. Whatever strikes your fancy. Joshua Filler in total command of this match, a 9-3 lead. He needs 1 more to reach tomorrow's semifinals and face either Shane Van Boning or Eklant Kachi. I mean, Joshua Filler also has, he has the designer belt. He has the designer watch. He's got something else too that a lot of top players don't have. He's got his signature on the back of his shirt.
You're right.
As Joshua points to the scoreboard and says, hey, I'm leading by more than that. Two ball goes in the side this time.
And look at this, Brad.
You know, one of the things about Joshua Filler that I've noticed, and I saw it at the World Games in Alabama, I've seen it in countless Moscone Cups. When he gets close to the finish line, a lot of times this is the end result. When he's on the hill and breaking, It's a perfect break with a perfect spread. And a break and run 9 times out of 10 is the result.
Look, he jumps in a ball right away.
Play this 4-ball down into that pocket on the right-hand side. I'm guessing he wanted that cue ball to drift up a couple inches more for better position on that 5 to put it into the side pocket.
Unfortunate for Joshua to leave his cue ball almost frozen to the cushion. And he has to be either elevated now to draw it back for the 7.
Attempt the run out, he decides to attempt a safety instead. Doesn't seem to be happy with it though.
No.
So that misplayed position on the 5-ball cost him the chance at the run out. And Ping-Chung has another opportunity at the table that 2 minutes ago I'm betting he didn't think he was going to get.
No, you're right.
Kachi has extended his lead to 6-4 over Shane Van Boning. Ping-Chung pockets the 6-ball, but it doesn't appear like he's really been rewarded by doing that.
But I think he also hit it a little bit too hard, asking for the word. And he goes all in, trying to bank the 7-ball, and does it go in any of the pockets? Apparently it goes on the left.
He's sizing it up like it does. And this may be all she wrote for Ping-Chung, as the misplayed bank shot on the 7 cost him.
Joshua knows he's about to win and going to the semifinal of the World 10-Ball Championships.
And there you have it. Joshua Filler in total control throughout the match. He takes down Ping-Chung 10-3. He will be in tomorrow's semifinals against the winner between Shane Van Boning and Eklant Kachi, which is going on currently on table number 1. Kachi with a 6-4 lead. So you can X out of this window and click into that one and watch the remainder of that match. For Christina Tkach, it was great working with you again.
Thank you so much, guys.
I'm Keith Paradise. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.